and he said that he didn't really care that I didn't send him the evidence of Yandere Dev admitting to certain things. And I'm like, the why you make it a part of your video, homie? Like, if this, like, why did you try to accuse me of holding this for something special? And then he says that, like, it wasn't many months later. Actually, no, it was 6 months later after the police report. Yeah, it was many months later. So it's like, I'm not going to continue engaging with this. This is unapproachable.
In today's video, I'm sharing the entire phone call I had with CameronF305 about his response doc, along with adding some minor clarifications on some of the points thrown out in the original accusations. To add on from my last video, one of the things I did not listen to was the video from FPS Diesel that had come out a few days ago about Cameron. I'm happy to say that, although I have watched it, afterwards I'm still not really shaken on my belief of Cameron's innocence. I will reiterate really quickly here that until I see a police report or civil actions taken, I am less likely to believe anything going forward. With that out of the way, please enjoy the full call.
Hello.
Hello. Give me one moment. I gotta pull up your Fugi text so that you show up on screen.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't even know what the hell that is.
It's a little movable thing that allows you to be shown on the screen at the same time.
Dude, could you make me into like a big buff fucking anime hunk?
You'd have to send me the image for it.
Just make me a cop. I don't know.
Okay. I'd have to find a cop image. Hold on a moment. How are you doing today?
You know what? Today's actually been a pretty good day. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
really?
lie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It seems the response was pretty well received,
Mm-hmm.
which honestly, like, that felt really good. And like, I wasn't gonna call in any streams today. This is kind of impulsive. I don't know if it's been a little obvious, but sometimes I'm a little retarded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sometimes I make some retarded decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty critical of that for sure. That's fair.
No, and that is completely fair. I will be the first to admit
Mm-hmm.
I made some really, really dumb decisions that I regret. I said things to FPS Diesel that I definitely regret.
Mm-hmm.
I also wasn't always honest with him. That so much I don't know if I completely regret, because he was definitely a bad actor in certain cases where I could feel like I was being misrepresented. And then there were some cases where I used to respect him as a content creator. So like, I don't know. There was a lot of trauma with the situation, and there was a lot of difficult things going on, and I wasn't in therapy at the time. And like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this was a difficult situation, and I wasn't honest with him.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, for sure. I again, like, I'll just reiterate what I said before. Is I look at the entire situation as just like the accuser, which was first is Queeman as like the pusher of the accusations, and then also it's Anne, correct? Is the name?
That is the name that is commonly gone by online.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Very unreliable person.
I'll be honest, from what I've seen, yes. Like I said, I still need to watch. Here, for this, I'll turn that off. I need to watch the video. But like, my worry is like, I'm gonna listen to this and just be like, okay, I don't have any more evidence, because it is, again, really important for me to emphasize the burden of proof is not on you. You are the accused. The burden of proof is on the person that is pushing this right now. They have to prove without a shadow of a doubt that something went on. So
yeah, that's why I didn't really put like hearsay in the document, because I'm like, the fuck am I, like, I can't just I can only work with what I have, and that's her saying on multiple so many occasions. There's more occasions that I didn't show up. Like, she used to, when she had a Twitter, she tweeted that I didn't do it. Like, there are so many occasions where she says, like, she verbatim says I never did anything like that to her. And yeah, she's told me she had BP. She thought she had BPD and was going through a manic episode. Like, there was so many excuse after excuse. At this point, fuck any good faith I had for her. Okay, and like, it's over. I don't care. I'm moving on with my life. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, like, obvious.
I got a video in the works. So
I'm assuming you're working on your next project right now.
yeah. It's funny. The video dropped the day. The Diesel video dropped the day I finished filming my
Mm-hmm.
next video. So now it had to be put on the shelf for a little bit while I molded and fucking coped and seethed.
Yeah. No, I think that it's from the situation I see right now. Now it is back on them to respond. I think that Queeman is just like, oh, you didn't actually respond, and I'm just looking at this like, I really don't see what else you really need, what you can really say to this. I mean, like, you showed examples of her saying this didn't happen. It really, it has to go back to the accuser has to give me more.
I really can't comment on Queeman specifically. I don't really know anything about Queeman. I've only seen the 2 posts about me, and all I can really say is it seems like he's moved. I think it's a he.
Yeah, it's a dude.
Wrong.
It's a dude, I think.
It feels like the goalpost has been moved. Right. Because at first it had to do with this like crazy allegation that I did something crazy to a minor, and then it moved to, why didn't you talk about what you said to FPS Diesel? Why didn't you talk about how you were not honest with FPS Diesel? Because it's hearsay, and I don't care, and that has nothing to do. It's not serious. That is not a serious allegation. That is a petty thing between 2 individuals, and I'm sorry. And Diesel, I was sent a couple clips of Diesel's stream. I was actually with my girlfriend and working on homework while that was going on, so I wasn't really paying attention, but I was sent a couple clips where he went over it today. And he said that he didn't really care that I didn't send him the evidence of, Yandere Dev admitting to certain things. And I'm like, why the fuck did you make it a part of your video, homie? Like, if this, like, why did you try to accuse me of holding this for something special? And then he says that, like, it wasn't many months later. Actually, no, it was 6 months later after the police report. Yeah, it was many months later. So it's like, I'm not going to continue engaging with this. This is unapproachable. It's ridiculous. If he makes another video, I don't really care. Like, I feel like the audience has spoken in many cases. I saw in the response to some tweets trying to call me out, like, incredible ratios of we do not give a fuck. And I feel very vindicated, and I feel I never got the support last year. So
yeah. What I will say,
a lot better.
Oh, go ahead. My apologies.
No, it feels a lot better, and I feel a lot more confident. So,
well, that's good.
And I'm not saying I was perfect. No way, shape, or form. Yeah, no, I fucked up. I fucked up in many ways throughout all of this. But at the same time, there's no fucking sexual assault. Come on now.
Well, like I said again, I think that the onus is more she has to show more or prove more. And to be honest with you, when it comes to something as serious as sexual assault, I'm not quite sure how that goes forward. That's why I want a police report. If there is a police report, I can take this more seriously. That's what I want to know is why nobody is saying, why didn't you go to the police? This is a crime. He can go to jail for it. Why didn't you go to the police?
The problem is the state where this occurred was in Pennsylvania, where the age of consent is 16.
Okay.
So good luck.
Okay. So it didn't even happen in Florida.
No.
Okay.
No, I was with family in Pennsylvania.
I see. Okay. Even still, it's just like, if there was a police report, because again, I just a little bit of background about me. I have covered multiple different situations where, and these are mostly VTubers, because most VTubers are terminally online mentally ill women, where most of them have some form of regret of a sexual relationship that they've had with another guy on the internet. I'm serious. That's most VTuber call out docs fall into a couple categories, and sexual assault that turns out to mostly just be regret is the most common one. And the most common thing I ask is, where's the police report? I have only ever read one where there was a police report. out of the myriad of other ones. And it's just like, until I see a police report, I'm not taking this seriously. I just can't. We are out of the Me Too era. We are out of the era where a woman says something and we have to instantly believe it.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I fully think that you should look into these things when when serious accusations are made. Like serious accusations deserve to be taken seriously.
I agree.
But you got to take them. There's got to be some serious evidence with some serious accusations. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
And a call where two different conversations are conflated is not really. Because when I heard that, I was just like, yeah. And by the way, the whole kissing thing was, uh, it definitely like was a weird situation. But what really like happened there was, it would like I wasn't forcing her to kiss me. Okay, I want to make that very clear.
Okay.
Um, I asked for one. She gave it to me because she thought that was her way to like go home because she was afraid of curfew. That's what was happening.
Okay.
And I just wanted to spend a little bit more time with her because we had like 30 minutes and like we were like 10 minutes away. I was like, we could spend we could spend like 15 more minutes, but she was like anxious about curfew. That's what was happening.
Okay.
And I was just trying to like, and I guess like in hindsight, yeah, I was being pushy and I apologized for it. This is like, again, a year and a half old. It's like, this is not really, it was just like an uncomfortable situation a year and a half ago. I don't think yeah.
No, yeah, and it's just like, again, I am not. I have been pretty harsh to the accusers so far, but all I will just say is like, from the outside looking in, from my experience looking at all these, it sounds like there either was some form of regret or there was just something that wasn't talked about. Who knows? The fact of the matter is, I don't feel like people should take this like. If a YouTube video is not taking it seriously, like I said, I hate predator catchers and I hate people that just report on this shit for the views, and that's all it feels like to me right now. I
think there are some good predator catchers out there. I've always been a Chris Hansen fan.
Well, Chris Hansen's all right; he's fine, but like
I think Jadeon does it pretty good. He usually tries to work with police.
Well, that's a little bit. If they work with police, if they actually try and like get involvement with authorities, that's a little bit different. But I'm not really a big fan of
like Vitali, like when he just like shaves their head or like forces them to eat a hot chip.
At that point, I don't really believe that that's actually a predator. I believe that that's an act, in my personal opinion. But anyway, just like this whole situation, I don't believe it. And maybe that's a very cruel. That's what people have called me cruel for saying that before. But it's just like I've been called cruel before for saying I just don't believe something point blank. But it's just like I have seen enough crazy shit in my life, both personal and on the internet, to know that 9 times out of 10, it's probably just another Pro Jared situation, or probably just a situation where the girl lied or the girl said something and then the guy's life is ruined. So I am the wait first and see more before I actually put the guy on a stake, and I'm just not willing to put you on a stake.
You just brought someone up, actually. Pro Jared, yeah. I think the pedo accusations and stuff were ridiculous, but I think he's fucking weird though.
Oh, he definitely is.
Yeah,
he definitely is.
That kind of clear. That guy's a weirdo. Yeah. You don't set up a Tumblr for your fans to send you nudes, you fucking weirdo.
Oh no, absolutely not. That is weird.
How the fuck did you think that was gonna go, buddy?
Oh yeah, I agree. No, 100%. But like the point I'm just trying to make is, I cannot just accept a girl crying on the phone because it's because if one, it feels like they're trying to get the emotional side of me. And two, it's just like, it's not good enough. It won't hold. It would not hold up in court. If a guy, if a court just heard a woman crying on the phone, like, there would need to be more. There would need to be more. They'd say, "Oh, this sounds like a very emotional thing that happened to you. Can you show a little bit more?" I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, people are gonna think what they're gonna think, and honestly, I feel like anybody serious in this situation has heard the facts that I relayed in the document. I obviously I have my opinions on Diesel. Not really happy, you know. I feel like there were definitely some things that he could have probably stated that would have been that he did state in his first video that would have been pretty fucking nice to include, that would have made it seem like, because I watched Papa Gut react to it,
Uh-huh.
and he was just like everything that Papa Gut like saw right through it, and I appreciated that because it's like, yeah, like this is the way this is formatted just seems really disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Diesel has the ability to do great work. So, like, from a concept, because like now I look at things a lot differently. Like taking my situational aspect out of it. If I look at this from a content perspective, this is just a bad video.
No,
Like,
I need to listen to it before I fully judge it. But that clip alone, that I'm assuming came out of the video, it's just, I don't like it. I don't like
no.
it.
Now, I feel like he did clarify on screen. He doesn't think I'm a predator. He doesn't think I'm a pedophile or anything. But like, still, like the withholding that and trying to make it seem like you're morally grandstanding on a 2.5 year age gap. Not a good look, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I agree. I think that people
Not a
trying
good
to
look.
blow the 2.5 year age gap thing out of proportion is just like, okay. People are so gung ho to find the next pedophile that they're literally going to use anything, and I hate it so much.
Yeah, I feel like ever since Eat the Pussy 445 was caught, people just have wanted to just find the next pedophile.
Uh huh.
And you know, if they really wanted to search, it's not that hard. You just don't make shit up about people. Like you do such a disservice to victims of child sexual abuse when you say stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but there's a lot that can be done.
Mm-hmm. No, I
Uh,
agree. I agree. I agree.
I mean, that topic itself is actually something like I care about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I won't get into why, but like that's something like that means something to me, and it just sucks to see it like kind of get spat on when you have jokes like this fucking occur.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, like, definitely, I can agree that it's like a serious topic. So I don't know. I just, yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you being pretty impartial though. Like, yeah, I mean, because you did like while you did take my side, you also were like, dude, you fucking stupid. And
Mm-hmm.
like that's very reasonable.
No, well, yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, like, I look at this through the terms of how old you were. Knowing that you were 11 when you got on the internet, I was like, oh, I can already see the problem here. Somebody was raised by 4chan or by YouTube, and that's
I was
not.
raised by Markiplier.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I already see the problem here. Somebody got on the internet way too early, and I know that feeling because I got on when I was like 14 or 15. So, whoa, that's bad. So, like, I was already like, okay, I expect some mistakes to be made because of the age demographic, and I was right. So, like, I'm gonna be harsh on you, but I also think it's just like, I know exactly what that mindset. Oh, geez, my apologies about that.
No, you're good. Get that bag.
No, I didn't mean for it to be so loud. Oh goodness. But
If
no.
you make stuff up, you discredit the actual crime. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mercenary X21. I like you. Yeah, that was cool. I
Mhm.
agree with that.
Yeah, I like
Sorry, wait,
mercenary.
I'm not kidding. Like I'm the one streaming here. Sorry. Because you get two content creators in a call.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
And I can't get upset at someone for like criticizing me, especially since I just made an hour, 30-minute long video criticizing someone else. Like,
Oh yeah.
kind of idiot would I be?
No, yeah, for sure, for sure. Did a very good job, by the way.
I appreciate
I
that.
already,
More to come.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I mean, like, I already told you in DMs, but I thought that was exactly what a lot of people needed, especially since, like, yes, the old content cop where you're slinging slurs all the time. Yeah, YouTube and Twitch is definitely not for that. But I feel like there's still a space for people to be critical like that and also be funny, and for people to say, yeah, I can agree with that. And I also think that it's I don't know. I just think it's important. So, yeah.
Yeah. You're also the only streamer who went like 3 layers deep and checked out the Osana post and all of that. So I appreciated that as well. Even though a lot of it didn't make sense because I had my original response video. I privated it because the situation was relevant and there
Uh-huh.
was certain things in there like where I was inadvertently defending this girl, which I regret.
Uh-huh.
And I think I mainly felt for her because we could relate on certain like things that we both went through.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I won't ask you to elaborate, but I can imagine again just because of the
yeah,
situation. Um,
yeah,
I mean, like, when it comes to going deep, like with all of this, because I do consider myself like a drama content creator, commentator, but my job is to seek the truth, one, and then after that, anything after that is kind of like important to me. Here, I'll replay that later. So I personally, sorry, I just lost my point there for a moment. I just personally want us to look deeper, and
yeah.
because it's important to me. I would expect the same of everybody else. I know that not everybody would do it, but I expect the same. So
Right. But yeah, no, I can't pretend like I was perfect, and I won't. I tried to I tried to nod that in my content count. Like it was like my opener. Like
Mhm.
we've all made content we're not very proud of.
Right.
I've done things I'm not very proud of as well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Well, it sounds like you're
the
ready to move on with it, but don't take the iDubbbz way of just like, guys, I'm learning my empathy here. I'm going to delete all my content cops.
yeah.
Don't do that.
What the fuck? I'm not gonna no, yeah, no. The only videos I deleted prior to the content cop were because I had taken a break from YouTube after things transpired. Were some old streams that I had done with Yandere Dev that I felt uncomfortable with still being up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want people to go back and think, oh, man, this guy's not so bad. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. So I removed those, but other than that, I was like, well, first of all, I can't really take down the music, unfortunately, but I don't really want to. And some of my old cringy videos, I let them live. I was a little boy. I feel like yeah, they're cringy. Yeah, they're poor. They're poorly made. Who cares?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did want to ask you, one of the chatters brought up something I kind of wanted some clarification on. The chatter says, I think Cameron is innocent mostly. I find it weird that you tried to walk back on admitting that you had sex with Jelly in your calls with Diesel.
I like I said earlier, I was dishonest with FPS Diesel the second I felt threatened by him. And honestly, I was embarrassed by everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I regret being dishonest with him. Totally. The blackmail aspect wasn't entirely false. I didn't include it in my document because it's just, hearsay. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the clips that I needed in time to release the document. And honestly, it doesn't take away from the fact that the allegations are false.
Uh-huh.
So, um, but I mean, while I regret, some of what like the content of my calls with Diesel, I I was dishonest with him because he was putting me in a really shitty position, and I understand why to a certain extent, but I feel like there is a lot to be said about the way that certain things were put on me, especially from someone who I did actually respect as another content creator.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like there could have been a lot more transparency from his end as well, and because of that, I didn't feel comfortable being honest with him.
Okay. So you would say that because you felt like he was being dishonest and you were embarrassed, you just didn't feel like being honest yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. But you kind of see where that can kind of like hurt what you're
Oh
trying
yeah.
to say.
Of course, of course. And I'm fully willing to own that here and now. I think it's important for me to own that
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know how people, would it be able to trust me in the future if that like glaring, was just there. Like, yeah, I was dishonest with Diesel. He admitted to being dishonest with me. Uh, I I lied to him several times in the past. Sometimes I didn't even know I was lying to him because I was regurgitating information I didn't know was false. So, yeah, there was a lot that I regret from my calls with Diesel, but at the same time, there are certain aspects and reasons that I kind of was set up for for that to happen.
Okay.
So
Okay. All right. I'm trying to think here because it is like late for me personally. Plus, I wasn't really expecting this.
no, you're good. Okay, I understand being embarrassed, but please, if you don't have evidence, don't go to Diesel. Yeah, totally agree. That was bad. That was a mistake. Totally agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Totally agree.
I think that like if I am going to be fair for both sides here, the most critical thing is it like you going in and lying will definitely harm that position for you in the future for sure, because it does give them a vector of attack. And obviously you should be ready to expect that could happen in the future.
Yeah, I own that. That was my mistake. Shouldn't have done that.
Mhm.
And it was out of embarrassment. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't mean there's any valid excuse. Wasn't okay.
Okay.
I own that. But I didn't sexually assault nobody. And I'm still gonna make some fucking banger content. So
Okay. Well, I mean, like, as I kind of said earlier, as I observed, your YouTube page, at the very least, the people over there are like, they're excited for you. So like, because like the way that I measure people trying to get canceled is if you have a massive amount of people that stop supporting you in your viewer base. If your viewer base doesn't stop supporting you, then you're probably gonna be just fine. I like.
no, I've gained like 1,200 subscribers since all of this started. So
Really?
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
Again, I do think it's just kind of funny because there is again, and I will say this just as like a critique for as a critique for people that want to go against you. This is not the way to try and reveal a quote unquote sexual assault like perpetrator. I don't feel like some people understand how to like break the news for this kind of stuff. Like there is a way to say, oh, this guy sucks. But like this way of doing it really like this, again, going back to the whole pedos 100 kind of thing. This is how you let people get away. So like,
Yeah.
I am
Like,
oh, go ahead.
if there was actually a case here, like, obviously I'm not going to use myself as an example, but if there was a person that actually was being sexually assaulted by someone else, and this was the way it was presented, you totally fuck up the case by the way this was presented.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gross misconduct.
I wish I had
involved.
I wish I had my lawyer friend in call. She's another member of our little organization, and I feel like she'd be able to like articulate that better. But no, like just like the thing I'm gonna hammer the point home for is the onus on the proof of all of this is on the accuser. Like what you put out was good, but the proof that was put out in at least from what I saw, it's not good enough in my personal opinion, and I don't think a judge would really say it's good enough either. Personally.
Exactly. Like a lot of people were telling me I didn't have to respond, and while I don't necessarily disagree with that, I just wanted to because future collaborators and the few people who did actually like believe the allegation, I wanted to ease that tension. Now I'm not gonna be retarded and like a lolcow and just like continually just address this constantly. Oh my god,
good. Because you shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't.
Because why the fuck would I? Like the waste of time, waste of energy, waste of space. Like after this week, I'm laying low. I'm getting back into making my content, and I'm gonna enjoy it because I'm having fun making videos again, which is something I haven't been able to do for years.
Hey, I'm glad. I'm definitely glad, especially you jumping out of the situation you were in to jump into this. If you're happy making content, what you're doing, continue to do it, and I'll be waiting there to see what you make next because I'm interested. So
I will tell you, the cop outfit does look at me like the Green Goblin.
I
It's that.
bet.
It's the Green Goblin mask. It like whenever some like shit that like mildly pisses me off happens, I just because it's hanging on my closet and I'm just looking at it and it's like, do it.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. That's really funny. Anyway, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else you would like to talk about? Because I think what I'm going to do is I wanted to get through this Destiny doc tonight. It is late enough that that's not going to happen. I'm probably going to have to finish it tomorrow. So I'm probably going to end after, you leave here.
Right. I think the last thing I would say is I don't necessarily blame Diesel for people drawing these conclusions, and I don't encourage harassment against him.
Obviously.
I understand we have a little beef going on, I guess, or whatever. But I want to be as charitable as possible, even though I could argue maybe that wasn't afforded to me or whatever. I don't think he was trying to perpetuate false claims against me, despite, whether my qualms with how the video was formatted or whatever. Don't go out and assume this is all his fault. He was just regurgitating information that was out there, and that's fine. I'm not gonna attack him for that as a person. So yeah, just be nice out there, okay? Don't harass anybody.
I agree, obviously, and I'll reiterate that as well. Like, don't harass anybody. Don't, especially the girl. It sounds like she's working through some stuff. She spiritually and mentally has to work out. So leave them alone. Don't bother them. Hopefully they figure it out.
The ghost of IDub screams "Avenge me." That's funny. I like that.
Oh, it's very clear that ghost ain't inside him anymore. It left long ago.
That's long fast. I also status update on the empathy meter. It's actually gone down a few notches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have yet to really watch all those clips where he was on camera with Hassan while Hassan was watching the content nuke. Is it really as bad as people tell me it is?
I kind of felt bad for him.
Really?
Like this is just like Hassan looked like he hated him the whole time.
That's crazy. That's really crazy. Oh goodness. Well, let's see here. Like I got nothing else for the night. I got really nothing else for the night.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on. I know this is a little impromptu, but
I listen. The first time I did a podcast with my friends where we were talking about somebody that was trying to push pedo accusations against another VTuber, they came on halfway through the stream to try and talk us down from it. So I'm used to people just put me on the spot here. So I appreciate you coming on.
No, I have no problem. I actually wasn't even going to do any of these call-ins, but I was like, there's a few things I do want to set straight that about specifically the situation with me and Diesel that I saw some people like question. So I felt like it was fair to, get that out and, own that.
Fair enough.
But I mean, yeah, I didn't rape.
All right. I listen, again, until I see a police report, I am more inclined to believe that it didn't happen. So, I until that happens, I'm on your side for that.
I appreciate it.
But if it does happen, I'll have to ask you some questions again. So, until then,
All right, no worries.
All right. You have a good one, my man. Stay safe and continue doing the good stuff.
You too. Appreciate it.
All right. Peace.
All right, good night.